Hey y'all, it's Dalanie.
And it's Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast,
where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
with trap beats playing in the background.
Hey y'all.
How are we?
Feels like it's been a while, but it really hasn't for y'all.
It really hasn't, but it's been a little minute for us.
Yeah, because I was like, when I posted that episode clip the other day, it was about the whole JD Vance at Kennedy Center getting booed. I'm like, they gonna think it's old news. And it's like, we've been out of town. And for the past, like literally the last 2 weeks of March, so everything we recorded, the past 3 episodes was all recorded in the first first 2 weeks of March. Mm-hmm. So we haven't recorded in
so glad March over with.
You said what?
So glad March over with.
Yeah, we haven't recorded almost 3 weeks, I think, something like that. Mm-hmm. So been a while for us, but you guys been like, y'all still been listening to us. So
welcome back, sister.
Welcome back. Mm-hmm. Can jump right in.
Yep.
What do we have? I only have 2 things this week. One that I was like, really, y'all? They came across this chalk drawing of Mendelssohn at age 12. This drawing was used for a portrait of him that was in a museum that actually it was destroyed, the portrait. So I think that's why it was like, oh, we got this paint. I mean, it's not a painting, it's a chalk drawing. And it was also passed down directly to the person that was selling it through his family. So it just sold at an auction for 34,000 euros. I said, girl, I could draw him if that's the kind of money y'all give.
That's what, like, I could draw Mendelssohn.
Like, hold on.
Like, I mean, I guess
We get on Instagram Live right now and draw him. Y'all giving out that kind of bread.
And I could put it on like I did a project in like 6th grade where you can make like that old paper. You just like use like coffee.
We not got that distress stuff. And
I'm gonna put it under a rock and be like, I found this picture. I found this picture of Mendelssohn in Central Park, child. If it is drifted over here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I mean, you wouldn't get far. Somebody who authenticate that.
It's like, why smell like Folgers? I'm like, oh girl, that's like the perfume they was using.
They could tell the age of paper and everything, and like, although they do have, oh no, I think that's to reverse it though. There's some type of, in archives and stuff like that, they have like machines that can replicate the aging and conditions of stuff. It's really, really cool. I don't know why I follow so many libraries, stuff like that. I think it's at the Library of Congress. It's some type of machine they put it in. They can replicate different like time frames and weather conditions and how would that affect the paper. I think it helps them learn how to restore stuff. So go offline. No,
I was gonna say, give me a little 3D printer. I'm gonna make me a Stradivarius. Yeah, I'm gonna be rich.
Because apparently it was originally valued at 2,000 to 3,000 euros, but for whatever reason, maybe because the actual painting it was based off of was destroyed, and also I don't know if maybe that particular artist has some type of value to it. I don't know, but for whatever reason, the sale price was originally listed at 2,000 to 3,000, and it went all the way up to 34.
So what's they finna do with this fridge drawing of Mendelssohn? What you do with that?
I guess it's just people who like to collect, like they just care about stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, save the arts.
Yeah, like I too care about stuff like that. Now, do I have 34,000 to give? Absolutely not. If I did, I still don't know.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
34 kind of.
Maybe I feel like, but $34,000 and you're a millionaire is like little bread, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But still, I feel like even if you're a millionaire, you know the value of $34,000. You spend it on that.
Yeah, you gotta be stupid rich, and you had to been rich for a long time.
And like you really care about Mendelssohn.
Yeah, really, really care.
Cause I don't even know what I would.
History and stuff like that, which I do. I feel when I get the bread, I'm gonna spend a lot of money on stuff like that. But I don't see that much. So that much kind of it depends on what it is.
I mean, maybe put it up in your house and like it's a talking piece when people go. You host a lot, and then you just tell the girls like, "Oh, this is Mendelssohn when he was 12."
Yeah,
and I'll be
in the
like,
world. Some people really care about stuff like that.
And I'll be like, "Why is it in chalk? How much you pay for this?"
Right,
that's so rude. How much you pay for this?
Let us know. We're doing Mendelssohn drawings.
I'll draw you. Hit me up.
Yeah, we should do that.
No.
On our our Patreon live.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, did we schedule it yet? Well, we'll let y'all know in the next episode actually, because I don't know if we scheduled it yet. We scheduled what we was doing, but I don't know if we scheduled the actual live. Yeah. All right. And then my other piece of news. So you remember a couple months ago we talked about that guy who was scamming the violin shops out of the violin.
Oh yeah.
So as a refresher, he posed as a collector and was taking trial sessions, I guess, with these violins. He stole over $300,000 worth of instruments from a violin shop, or from a violin seller. And then when he found out that the FBI art crime people was onto him, he went to rob a bank. And then he way to keep a low profile. Went to rob a bank. He asked him for $18,000. The cashier didn't even have all that, so she gave him $446.
Cause you know anything about a bank?
And then, he passed her a note. First of all, he went in there with a cap, glasses, and a bandana across his face. I said, so he not right. And then he went to his car in the parking lot and then drove home. So they just traced him back to his home address.
Maybe he wanted to get caught.
I mean, I guess. He also later sold the instruments to a violin dealer in Los Angeles who was unaware of the scheme. So I don't know how that's gonna, whatever. But long story short, this guy, his name is Mike Mang. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison. So that's where he's gonna be for the next 4 years.
Or 2, right? How does that work? You have to serve the whole thing?
I don't know.
That is not terrifying. That's so ridiculous to me. Was it worth it? That's 4 years of your life just etched out, just erased, because you just gonna be in prison. What you gonna be doing in there? You just gonna be in there. What charges do you even get? Can you get a job after that? What's the plan? People don't be having plans. Also for $18,000.
No, the $300,000.
The $300,000
for what the instruments, yeah.
And also, where were you finna sell that?
He already did. He sold it.
Right, to the violin.
Mm-hmm. But also, they didn't do their due diligence because he didn't have no certificate of authentication or anything like that.
Also, what happened to the money? He hid it or something?
Oh, that I don't know. If
he was smart, he would have hid that money. You got a little money when you got out of jail. Did the police take that money? You know what I mean?
But also, where we have hidden it though, because actually, I don't know how the person paid him. It's over $300,000. And also, I think too, there might be some civil action coming down the pike for him also, because it's you defrauded the guy who you sold it to too.
Yeah.
And it's now with those instruments, they probably go back to their rightful owner, but that guy, he spent all that money.
Mm-hmm.
So, damn.
Well,
major bad. I don't know what to tell you because it's kind of insane.
Yep. Well,
and also, what $300,000 is not enough for the rest of your life. So it's what, you gonna keep doing this forever? And yeah, that's what I don't get about scammers. That calls back to a conversation we had before.
What's the plan? People don't be having a plan. That's always my thing. I was having a personal conversation about that too with someone in my life, and I was like, "What's the plan?" It's actually very serious. I'm what's the plan? People don't be having plans. Yeah, it's today. But then tomorrow gonna be tomorrow. You know, I don't know.
Be it's today until it's not no more.
Right.
But yeah, that's what he chose to do with his life. So see you in 4 years, Mike.
Hopefully not.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's my news this week.
Jail, my God. Prison.
Over violence.
Said
over some violence. Oh, and the bank robbery. That was also in there. And the charges. Okay. You're lucky all you got was 446.
Right. Anyway, for the intermission this week, it is now the beginning of quarter 2. So I thought we would do a recap of quarter 1 and any aspirations for quarter 2 that you are comfortable sharing. Going first?
Q1 was a bust.
Oh my God, we could just go together. Whoa,
it was a wash.
It really was a wash.
This is Q1.
Right. This year only got 3 quarters in it. Cause baby, I think I was on Dalanie. I'm just gonna lean into the fact that my body can't do the whole it's a new year, let's jump in, because this is the third year in a row where I made plans for the first quarter and they didn't happen, and then I hit my stride and it's like, okay, I'm taking off now, so I'm just gonna lean into that instead of putting pressure at the top of the year. In other ways, my Q1 was great.
Oh, I bet.
Anyway, you want to share yours?
My Q1?
Yeah.
Uneventful.
I'm sure.
What about yours?
I'm sure the people want more.
But
detail.
You just said that there's no more detail to give.
Nothing at all. You didn't finish any books. You've been making content. Like, come on.
In Q1?
Yeah, you be posting TikToks.
I mean,
didn't you post a video in January?
Oh yeah, I did.
She's so hell bent on being
Girl,
trifling.
I forgot. I be forgetting stuff, and also it was so long ago. January.
Oh my god.
It's April 2nd. Like, yeah. I mean, I was just thinking March, because I wasn't posting nothing. Well, I did post in March, but like, the past like week or two, I wouldn't post. But yeah, like it was a buzz because 7 days in the fires happened.
Yeah, and like luckily we weren't affected by it, but it was still like traumatizing for me. I don't know. It's like
because you just don't know, because it was like some of it was kind of unprecedented. Like
yeah.
It was just way too much. My parents did have to evacuate their house. My base was over there, so like that was stressful. But obviously, like, they're fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine now. But at the time, it's like you just don't know, because it literally was like they was to the point, there was mandatory evacuation, was police rolling down the street saying you must get out of your house. Like the fire was three blocks away. And also anybody who knows like the way parents be, I called my mom, to my surprise, she's back at home. Your house is still in the red. She's like, well, what do they really mean by that? I'm like, they mean evacuate. And then I'm just like, so when the flames are licking the side of your house, it's gonna be time to evacuate them.
My girl, like, what they really mean by that is crazy.
Like, what does that really mean? Yes, yes.
Like, I can empathize with that. In that, like, it's always like a deal. Like, sometimes you don't want to make things a deal, but also that's almost like a giver.
But it's like you saw it go from yellow to orange to red. Like, like, people's houses are gone. Like, just gone. Like, and it's so funny because it don't matter the generation or whatever. They don't recognize that you was in that position. Because I remember when my grandma's microwave started sparking. And we was like, yes, you need to get a new microwave. And you're also not supposed to. She had it, like, plugged into, like, an extension cord into it, whatever. And we were like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. And she was like, well, they always say that. I'm like, yeah, they say it for a reason. And mind you, her microwave, you know how the microwave got the little, the wheel thing in the circle? It was burned down. Like, it was literally like, a circle had been burned into the bottom of her microwave. Well, they always say that. I was like, okay, girl.
They don't want to throw nothing away either. So it's like,
at all. My grandma still got, to be fair, it still works. She still got the can opener that she got as a wedding gift in 1960. So,
but you still work.
Luckily, that microwave is gone. So,
by force,
right? Anyway, your Q1.
My Q1 was a buzz. I didn't do as much as I wanted.
You just said it was great.
I mean, in my personal life, yes, I had a great
so how?
time.
So.
Well, with my sister.
Well, that can't be it.
Sister, never knew how much I missed you. And never knew like me. You got to do what's right for you. Oh, oh, oh.
You are so strong. Why? Also, people listening to audio don't know what's going on. Well, episodes are on YouTube, so.
Oh, right. Our episodes are on YouTube. Do we talk about that?
We didn't advertise that more. Yeah. They're literally all there, except for that one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But
I feel I just needed to get past March. I think I said a comment before, like, oh, my Marches are always chaotic for whatever reason. But one of my closest friends got married last week. Oh my god.
Oh, it wasn't me.
Delanie's married.
Announced. I was like it was me. So, but it wasn't.
Oh my god, I cried so much. But it was still like a little stressful because I got to get my stuff. I got to figure it out. I had to pack for 2 weeks because I had a situation, also known as a conference, the week before that. And I was at home.
Oh yeah, we saw some of y'all there.
We did. Hey y'all! Don't tell people where we work. But yeah, we had a conference, and then I went straight to Chicago. And I was like, once Nikki said I do, and I was like, okay, Q2 it was like the hair thing, and so I'm really looking forward to.
Your what?
It was just like a lot of stuff. Like my hair wasn't cooperating. I don't know what she was doing. So I have so much edge control in my hair as we speak. I haven't had to reapply anything. Trying to get her to like please lay down, and then I want to do something else, and he was like, "Can you do this?" I was like, "Girls, you're wet. I don't care. I can wear it out. Like whatever you want." And I bought like 7 pairs of shoes, trying to make sure I figured out the right one. Like it was a lot. I'm like, and I'm not even a bride. Like I don't even girl. So, and Nikki was on this show. I just don't remember when.
Oh yeah, super early.
I couldn't even. And some of her friends were like, "Oh, you have a podcast." Nikki played at the rehearsal dinner. That was cute. Because Nikki like played them her episode or whatever. But it's in the hundreds, I'm sure, because that was 2020.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe. It's a ground movie? Sorry. Because like that would affect the show. But yeah, I'm just happy I had a great time, all the things. I'm just happy to be in April. I feel way more rested. I feel like ready to go. Back to be. Was able to maintain. I'm ignoring Dalanie. I'm able to maintain some things. Like I kept going to my writing group. Obviously, this show kept going. And I posted on YouTube once. But I'm excited to like, I'm not burnt out of YouTube. I just feel like I have 400 videos that do basically the same thing. So I'm going to try something new. I'm excited about that. I feel like I'm in a place to like create. I feel optimistic. I got 2 rejections in Q1 as well. Love that for me. But I know better than to hyperfocus on that. I did hyperfocus on it because one of them came during a situation. And I was like, I cannot believe it's going to be my life forever.
No.
Because I'm a drama queen.
I can't stay there last week. When I was sick, I was like, it's a sign.
Everything be a sign to me. And I was just like, girl, please relax.
This God telling me.
Because I was just like, this is what God wants from me. He said I got to be a writer. And I'm like, I thought you want me to be a writer. I was. So, no, I feel optimistic and excited. It's spring. Like, Beyonce is coming. Like, I'm going to Colombia. Like, I feel alive. Woo! Q2 gonna be good. So yeah.
Well, dang, what was I supposed to say?
Thank God.
No, it actually had nothing to do with that. It was in response to something you were saying in the middle. When you were talking. Dang, I had it and then I lost it, then I got it again, and then I lost it again. So that's great.
Well, have you?
I was gonna say I think I posted 2 videos in January.
Oh,
it was the first time that's ever happened on YouTube. I mean, but yeah. Anything else for Q1 for you personally?
I think I covered it all.
Well, no, you said personally things have been going great. So what do you mean by that?
You said what?
You said in your personal life things have been great. So what do you mean by that?
I said some of it.
Well, what else?
Things are good. Now, time for the. So you just go. It's gonna be a stalemate. Ready to move on. I'm ready to move on to the topic.
We not even gonna talk about Q2.
Oh, Q2. Well, I said that there's gonna be some travel. The sun's coming out. I got new content ideas. I finally cracked open Final Drafts. Ready to hop back into that. So. Final Draft is a writing software for people who are desperately looking for the classical music in this show.
That didn't give it to them.
It's a script writing software. So, yeah, I got the projects I'm excited about. And it's like, yeah, spring. I went outside. I was like, oh, it's beautiful out. Like, I feel alive. Like, why do people I feel like people should make New Year's resolutions in April. Like, I feel like rested. Like, yeah, I feel good. How about you? What are your Q2 plans?
Well, I've been thinking about that quote that I sent you. If somebody followed you around for a week, would they believe you're serious about your goals? If somebody followed me around for a week, they wouldn't believe I had goals. They wouldn't believe I could spell goals. So, I mean, I kept an important promise to myself for the first day of Q1. Q2. We're on the second day of Q2 right now. We'll see. But, I don't really remember. I wrote down my goals, but there were so many of them. And, I don't remember really what they were. They're very general. Like, discipline is the number one thing. I'm disciplined when it comes to things I need to do for other people because I don't want to leave people hanging. But when it comes to my own stuff, I'm not disciplined at all. Y'all been hearing me say that for years if you listen to this show. So I feel like Q2 is gonna have to be the last time I say that. You know, it's gonna have to get nipped in the bud because it's just like it's really not gonna happen unless you do it. That's really what's annoying, but it's like you have to accept it. Like your life is not going to change, like unless you do it. So it's like no one is coming to save you. So, but I'm also traveling a lot in Q2. So So I'm going to. I mean, we both. We going to San Francisco.
That could be cute though. Pending.
We going to San Francisco.
Q2 ends when? Oh, June. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm going to Houston and Amsterdam.
Damn, she got money.
Girl, I'm not paying for San Francisco. I'm not paying for a flight to Houston or Amsterdam.
She got money.
You going to Columbia? Yeah, Chicago.
Not in Q2.
When Chicago?
Chicago Q3.
Oh, it is July.
April, May, June. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why I cut that out. I mean, we both going to see Beyonce. It's not traveling, but we both going to see Beyonce. Oh, yeah, aren't you going to San Diego?
I'm going to San Francisco, San Diego, Colombia.
It was the same amount of places.
Yeah. I think that's it. That better be it.
Yeah. I'm really trying to hold on to that Seattle trip. That's Q3. I'm really trying to hold on. Because I really want to go. You know, but...
But I'm excited. The sun out, like, yeah, period.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Katie doesn't feel that we're important enough to share anymore. So we can move on to the topic.
Okay. The topic?
You see what I be going through? Like, how she be treating me.
Dalanie is no one's victim.
Well, that's my Q2 wrap up. So I guess we'll move on to the topic if there's nothing else.
The topic?
So there's nothing else.
There's nothing else.
Nothing of significance in your life.
My life is going great.
All right. Okay. The topic is based off of the only book I read this year.
Oh my God, girl! I'm only, you know how pathetic it is. I'm hanging on to that freaking. I have 50 pages left in a children's book. I have 50.
Well, it's not a children's book. There's 50 pages left.
I mean, because isn't Harry Potter a children's book?
It was YA.
Yeah, 50 pages left.
It's not even middle grade, technically, right?
There's no way it could be.
Yeah,
Gotta be YA. It also, it's a little scary for.
Yeah, because children's book is like that's children's book.
Yeah, but I'm just not. We'll see how it changes. When I saw Lovey Ajayi, when she read 5 books last year, she was like, "These are books I read." I was like, okay, that kind of was like, I'm not in a rush. I just want to read when I feel like reading and not making it a thing. Like, and I'm not as busy as her, but I got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, we finna have to. We coming up on that time. We gonna have to read. Yeah, we're gonna have to do our summer book club, and that's funny because like we was just talking about not niching down for content and stuff because like I do a lot of book stuff, like I review books and all that type of stuff on my social media, but it's like I'm not trying to just do that because I don't want to feel like I gotta like whatever, like, and I said on my TikTok yesterday, I posted a video saying like this is the only book I've read so far this year. It's April, and it's so funny because I just changed my bio to I read a little bit of everything. Sound like I read a little bit of nothing, but but I do. I try to read a little bit of.
You read a little bit of everything. There's words on that box. There's words on that.
Right.
There's words on your page. Exactly. Girl, you read down.
So we'll see. But it's funny. Jaleisha asked me when I was going to start a book club, and I was like, "Oh, girl, I just don't want to be beholden to anybody." Like, so I'll do the Classically Black Book Club, of course, but it's like that's a couple weeks out of the year. I just want to read one, and honestly, that makes me read less. Is when I have like one of the reasons why I think I wasn't reading besides the world falling apart, and I also read a lot at the end of last year.
About the Trump presidency. That's all. That was a huge part of that.
Like,
sorry, I just realized I'm like, what was going on in Q1? Lots.
Yeah, and still so. And was because I had so much required reading because Black History Month. I always psych myself out of Black History Month because I'm always like, I gotta do it big. I gotta get blacker. I gotta do the blackest things ever. Like I got because like I'm so used to like I've always celebrated it, but as I've gotten an adult, it's like nothing's gonna happen unless you do it. So it's like what am I gonna do? It's like we're doing Classically Black, but it's like we doing Black stuff all the time in Classically Black. So every time Black History Month come around, we like how can we do it blacker? Let's get black. Like and it's just like so when February came around, I was like, this is my reading list. I'm gonna read 5 books. It's all gonna be black. And it's just like, no, like I didn't feel like doing it. Yeah. I dragged myself through. Yeah, I just didn't feel like doing it. And I'm kind of in the middle in terms of TBR. Like I have like the next like maybe 3 books I'm going to read, but it's like, I really don't like changing it. I will, but like, I don't like, so that's what, anyway, super long story short, I finished a book this year. And if I had remembered, I would have brought it in here. But it was called James by Percival Everett. If you follow book stuff, you probably have seen this book before because it was everywhere last year. It won a National Book Award. It was on all the bestsellers lists and best books of 2024 lists. It was published last year. And the funny thing about this book is because I was seeing it everywhere, I was like, I looked into it and I was like, oh, that don't really sound like something I would want to read. It was a retelling of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which I can't really remember if I've ever read Huck Finn, but
I haven't.
Yeah, I don't think so, especially because they said there's like it's just the N-word a lot in the book. Yeah. So I feel like I would remember if I had read it. Maybe I read Tom Sawyer. Maybe that's what it was. But it was like a retelling of Huckleberry Finn. I was like, I don't really care about that. Whatever. Kept seeing it. I said, fine. And I haven't really had that experience before in terms of like, or maybe I can't remember, maybe with a TV show or something where you just hear about it and everybody's saying how good it is. And so you finally like get into it. And I read the book and it was so I'm telling you about the book.
I was like, I already know what happens because she just gave me a rundown from top to bottom. I'm like, I might still read it.
Like, it was just a very, 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 very good. Like, it was well done. I read it. And the craziest thing is, I couldn't bring myself to finish any book. And I read that book in a day. Like, a day and a half, And so I wanted to talk about this idea of things like living up to the hype, like things being as good as people say they are, and also just that idea of hype and acclaim and how it manifests in classical music. How does it affect the way that we engage with music or composers or whatever? Because I don't know, like I just feel like there's a lot of that, especially in classical music. We talk about the canon a lot, so that's like a really like prevalent way of how hype manifests itself in classical music. But I'm also curious, before we do that, we didn't talk about this. Is there anything, have you ever had an experience the other way, like with everybody's raving about something and you watched it or read it and you was like,
oh yeah, recently that 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo book, that's a very popular one. Maybe because I'm on the romance side of, well, it's not a romance, it's actually just historical fiction, I guess. But everyone was talking about, raving about it. I waited because I opted through the audiobook, so I waited literally a year and a half for it through Libby. Got it, like, and I was like, okay, period. And I was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. And I saw Melissa Fredericks, or Melissa on stage, whatever, Kevin on stage's wife, talking about like, oh my God, I love this book. I'm like, yo, am I missing something? And everybody loves it. I'm like, that book was just not, it was just kind of boring to me. Like, No. I was not interested by it at all. And also, I could already tell what the twist was going to be, like, immediately. Like, what else would it be? You know, so it's like, no.
And that book we read a couple years ago.
I mean, that's also one.
That everybody was lying about. Y'all
gotta be lying. I wonder if he wrote that book today, would it do as well? I don't think so. I think it was Perfect Storm. But also, people like that Symphony of Secrets. What's it called?
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, see. But the thing is, I was like, well, I knew he was going to write more books. So I was like, well, hopefully, you know, the books will get better. But I think he had written that book. He was already writing that book before, because it came out pretty soon after the first one. And somebody sent me an excerpt, and I was like, oh, so nothing's changed. And to be fair, that doesn't mean nothing's changed. It could be overall in the book, there could be less of that. That could be true. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I think I could say the same. I can't say this completely, but there's a really, really popular anime that I watch. It's Jujutsu Kaisen. If you watch anime, and to be fair to the show, I am not finished with the first season. I think I have maybe 2 episodes left of the first season, but there's only 2 seasons I think that are out, or maybe 3. But like, everybody's, you gotta watch. And I was like, and I'm not bored, but like, I was like, oh, we don't give that, which is why I was reluctant to watch Attack on Titan, because that's another really, really big one, and that's something that lived up to the hype. I was like, oh, I see why y'all was saying what y'all was saying. But yeah, as far as classical music, like in the canon and stuff, I want to talk about like how we see that manifesting, because in classical music, like, obviously we have a lot of composers that it really don't matter like what they do at this point. Like, there's going to be hype around it. There's going to be, it's like they're gonna clear the aisle way. Like, for example, when they just discovered that Mozart piece. Yeah, like,
which, to be fair, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, no, that for sure.
That I'm gonna say something.
Yeah,
a little jokey joke, why not? But I get it.
Because to be fair, also there's also another element to that. Like, how did y'all miss this for this long? Yeah, you know, there's that element too. But I also wonder, like, what has changed, because some composers that can quote unquote do no wrong now, they weren't always like met with the best like reception during their lifetime.
A lot of them are famous after. Mendelssohn, right? He was like, he got more famous after. Was it Mendelssohn?
Oh, I don't know much about his life.
Was Schubert?
But I do remember
one of them who died young. It was like, oh, UT after.
Yeah, which sucks.
That freaking sucks.
I'll be pissed up in heaven. Like, really, y'all?
When they found him, I know Bach was sick when they found him.
Them sweets
randomly at some bookshop in freaking.
And now
Spain.
y'all can't leave him alone. Which I'm right there with you. One of my piece of the week, the other week. So last week, I think. Can't leave him alone. So. I guess, but
I guess because everybody was in a composing era. I'm like, who was popular during the day then? Like some random. Well, I mean, like that wasn't clear. Like who was the random people while y'all was sleeping on? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because everybody was in a little composing. Like, I feel like it's like content creators. Everybody was making doing a little symphony.
Yeah.
And like you had freaking Chike at home be like, the girls don't even know I'm eating it up, and he getting 200 views. Do not give me no pots to miss nothing. Let me just, because don't piss me off.
Right, because now y'all eating it up, and I can't reap the benefits.
And now you know no peace coming to haunt you. So don't. We gotta eat today.
That's crazy. And then also, you have the other way around. Like, we were just talking a couple weeks ago about, I think his name is Edmund Dede, who was allegedly, I mean, this was a black man, so, and we talked in depth about that, how it can be different, but who was allegedly pretty successful in his day. And then after he died, like, it was just like, he fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. And
then also, even having evidence that he was successful within his day, when they dug up his opera, it was a struggle to get it staged. So it's also like, I feel like this this like idea of acclaim also just doesn't function the same way.
Yeah,
because it's like it's so interesting. I feel like audiences now though are less receptive to like changing that than they were maybe years ago. I don't know. The problem is I don't really know like the timeline. We're talking about such a big amount of time between when like a lot of canonic composers were living versus now. It's like it's hard to tell exactly how the attitudes changed. Like for example, something like was it Firebird with the riot when they was rioting?
They hated Firebird. No, they hated
or was it the Rite of Spring?
I feel like it was Rite of Spring because the rhythms are weird. But you might be right. It might be Firebird.
Rite of Spring might sound kind of
because Firebird sounded right when you said it. But I think it's Rite of Spring because it was like they was sacrificing that girl on stage. Like and it was 1930 or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like the girls were wearing petticoats and stuff. Like,
but it's like now they be doing kids concerts with that. So it's like I wonder.
We are sacrificing our children. So it got dark for no reason.
But it's hard to tell like exactly the timeline of like how attitudes change. But like now I think because the reason why I feel like it's less people are less receptive now is because like now is when there are stakes. Like y'all writing is Red Spring. Oh, okay. Is y'all are writing checks now. Y'all doing budgets now. You know, so it's like it seems like it's always easier for people to come around after the fact. Than it is like for them to take a chance on something now. Yeah. And to even on, because even people with a solid reputation, like I was talking to a mentor of mine who makes films and was saying like, yeah, I don't do too much on people because I know how hard it is to get something made. And it's like, that's kind of crazy. You have an Oscar. Like, that's kind of insane, you know, but it's like, it's hard for everybody to, even if you have that reputation behind you. So I think it's just easier for people to spin the block after the fact. And it's like,
which is really annoying. Like you got to prove, and I feel like that's like almost any field. It's like you got to prove yourself first, and then people be on board. Which is like, that's why people in Dochi's comments like, girl, I was there from da da da. And it's like, who I was talking to? I was talking to somebody over the weekend. They were like, no, I was in her mixtape era when she was doing little stuff, you know. And it's like, that's a little annoying, but I guess it's how it goes. Like,
y'all gonna be able to say it's on classic, especially people who've been here since 2018. Because I feel like since we had stuff go viral, like y'all don't know, we've been around.
Like,
we been here.
Been saying stupid stuff. Like episode 1,
Carcucci is just a tip of the iceberg.
Like, and it's not even like, it could be way worse. Has been,
right?
And
that's
will be.
The thing. We just wasn't on video. Like Carcucci, like y'all don't even
that's
know.
That's real light work. Like, I can say something vile. You want me to say something?
Y'all know that half of it. Unless you've been here since the beginning, in which case you know the whole of it. So,
yep.
Which, I mean, if you know all that, you might not still be here. So, fair. But also, to be fair, that book I read, I mean, Percival Everett has been writing novels for a long time. I do think that I read a couple of, like, reviews from, like, you know, like, real literary critics who are familiar with his body of work. And I think that based on that, it does seem like this ranks in probably his best novel or up there. But I mean, he wasn't no nobody. Like
right.
Especially said, I mean, there's a large range of like people who get books published, but like that movie American Fiction that came out like last year, the year before.
That's him.
That was based off of a book of his.
I knew I recognized that name when you said it because I'm devoted to Issa. So oh my, I be knowing.
Yeah, it was based off of one of his books. So it's like, you know, you don't know nobody. Now, so I think you could say like, I mean, the book is good, and like I said, it lives up to the hype. But also, like I said, I saw that book everywhere. It's also like, what was the marketing for that book versus other books? You know, because I think it was a combination.
So book talk really can help you if you, because Kennedy Ryan been writing for a minute, and now the writing is good. I read some of her earlier stuff, and I was like, oh, this is not really the Kennedy that I know. But obviously, you get better. I mean, the writing, it was always good. It was good, but it wasn't like, oh, that's not my girl. But it's like, so she deserves it. But it's like, now it's like, you can't go nowhere. People don't play about Kennedy Ryan. You can't go nowhere. She on panel. She down to Essence. She got a movie deal. But she's been writing for so long. It's just like, I started hearing about Kennedy Ryan on TikTok. You know, like she's like one of the Black romance writers. Like people be like, oh no, you gotta read a reel. You gotta read, This Could Be Us. Like that's just whatever. So sometimes stuff just be taken. So
ironically,
how much time?
The time that been took. So let's get to the...
like.
Ironically, I'm not really on any side of Book Talk.
Oh, that is ironic, actually.
Like, because that's what I post about, but it don't be on my For You page. Like, and every now and then I'll search something, but yeah, it don't really be on there. And also, like, I haven't found the side of Book Talk that reads what I read. Because, like I said, I read a little bit of everything, but I read mostly literary fiction. Is what I prefer.
You did, girl. You really got it. It's not really,
And that's what I'm like. I mean, maybe I could be a.
That's what you gotta be. You gotta be the pioneer, because Book Talk is mystery, thriller, and romance.
That's what people be reading. And I'm just like, oh, where the living girls?
You might find there's this one white girl that I like. I haven't seen her in a minute. But she's very. I like smart people when smart people have the mic, and she does like those. Like I'm gonna read a whole book in a day, and she's like reacting to it on camera and stuff like that. Like I think she be reading stuff like that, but like, yeah, I really can't. All the book talkers I follow, I haven't seen them in a minute. Are romance girlies.
Yeah, because it's so overwhelming. I'm like, dang, that's all y'all read. Like Book Talk is, and I've gotten one book recommendation from Book Talk when I read that urban fiction book. That was from Book Talk. So I think there's a community for that too. But yeah, it's by and large mystery, thriller, romance.
Oh, and fantasy.
Oh yeah, fantasy.
The girls love fantasy. I tried that. Ooh, I didn't like where it was going. That Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm like,
was that freaky deaky?
With the third arm? Wait, what was it?
Because I've heard about that. I've heard about apparently the crossover, the romantic-y girlies, do some of the stuff that they be liking be crazy.
Oh, that was that one thing I was telling you about where he.
What?
That book was wild. I didn't read it because I knew I would.
I did hear it from you. What was it?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. Like his third
tentacle went up in her. Like it was crazy.
And it was in an ice cave on some planet, blue blurb. Like it was. It was too much. And I'm not really like a really sensitive girl, but it's like the way that it was written, I was like, this could really, this is like a half step away from being a little rapey. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, cause they got abducted from Earth and like took to this planet and they met these aliens and then something with a bucket and then now they on this different planet. First of all, how can you breathe on that planet? I'm sure it's explained in the world. But I'll just assume. They on this planet and then this Cyclops tentacle man like fell in love with her, but she couldn't leave the cave. I'm like, and then they had sex with his tentacle on. Just like, what are we doing?
Whoa.
It was, and that's not even like as crazy as I remember it being. It's like, Book Talk is a little.
Yeah, so y'all got it. Some of the stuff I'm like, y'all got it. Like, I'm not a nonfiction girly like I used to. I mean, I really never was. I feel like I was in terms of what I was interested in, but that's why I wasn't reading so much, because like, it's overwhelming to just have a bunch of nonfiction stuff. Like, yeah. And low key, that's where my reading slump came from. Maybe I'm the exact opposite of a nonfiction girly, because in February I had a couple nonfiction books I was supposed to be reading, and it's like fiction is just tea. Like, fiction is tea. So maybe that's the block. I can't read nonfiction no more. I think I read one last year. It was whatever. But
I think 80% of the stuff I read is romance. And that might be dropping a little bit because I've really been my little Harry. I said 80%.
Oh, I thought you said 8. I was like, what happened?
But I'm like, maybe that might change a little bit because I have been my little Harry Potter. Harry Potter might be the first I can go with fantasy, because I tried that Court of Thorns and Roses that all the girls. And also, I remember I was talking to my student about it, and then I started reading. I said, why was I talking to my student about this book? Like, because I told her I was bored, and then she's like, no, you got to keep going. Which is weird. I don't really like fantasy like that, but I like Harry Potter because I think because I know about it. It's like mainstream. It's been around since like 1998. Like, but I do love a memoir. That's when I'll do a little nonfiction because I like being inspired.
Even people I am interested in, for whatever reason, a memoir just don't speak to me. I will read. I have one of Mindy's. I will read that.
Let me say this into the mic. You gotta read. No, Mindy, Vera. Yeah. No, let me talk about Vera. Like, because it's memoir, but it's their comedy essays. Yeah. So eats down. No, you gotta read. Even if you're not a Mindy Kaling fan, which because what is a guy? Why wouldn't you be a Mindy Kaling fan? it's just written really well. It's just a good read, and it's not overly preachy. It's not overly like, and I survived and endured. Like, I like writing quotes from people who inspire me. I think I got like one usable quote from her first one, because it's just like, it's not that. It's just like funny stuff. She talks about being on the office. She talks about, but it's just like so well written. That's a good time. Like, all of them. I read all of her stuff.
And also she's a writer too, because when I was considering reading Law Roach's new book, but like he wrote it with somebody, which doesn't mean like whatever, but like sometimes you can tell like when people writing a memoir or writing a book because like they are writers, they want to write it, versus like I love Law Down, but like
I like looking at him hair eats, but I'm not trying to really
like, but also like I'm interested in fashion and stuff like that, so I love me some Law, but I probably won't read it. I'm just really not that interested.
I would do that. I really recommend. Oh, I gotta read it again. That's what I said I was gonna do. I was gonna read that first one. Are y'all hanging out without me?
Yeah, that's the one I got.
My girl can write. Amy Poehler's is fun too, but I read that in 2016, so I don't know if I would think the same way. But hers was fun. Viola Davis, I was like, girl, you going through a lot. Viola went through a lot. Viola Davis is like, I had extra time that day. He was like, I got a plan for this one, because the fact that she made it from where she made it from, went to school smelling like pee and stuff. Yeah, no heat in her apartment, and she lived with all her siblings, and she lived in Rhode Island. No heat in your apartment. You were living in Rhode Island in the winter. Viola deserve everything. Give her more. And the fact that she used to get chased home from school, it was calling her black and ugly. Like, I was like, oh, that's a little bit much for me, girl. Dang. Viola, it was a little trauma. It's a lot of trauma. Girl, mama went to Juilliard, now she rich. So
I'm about to say, haha.
Right, but it's like
she wins.
I couldn't finish that one. Yeah, it's a lot. Like, she went through a lot. Jeez. Yeah, her teacher's pulling her aside, like, girl, we gotta figure this out. Yeah, she had rats all in her stuff.
What she got going on at home? Yeah, how could you expect it?
It's like rats all in her apartment and stuff. Clothes. Oh yeah, because she was a bedwetter, I think. Because when children are traumatized, like, whoo, Jesus.
Well,
maybe I'll finish it. I own it. So anyway, what are we talking about?
We was talking about books, but the last thing I was gonna say about that is, like, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but also the fantasy covers, I really don't like the style of them. You know, they got a look to them.
They do got a look to them. I don't have a lot of fantasy though.
Like, because I follow so many like book thing and publishers and newsletters and stuff like that. Like, they just all have that style of fantasy book covers. I just really don't like. They're ugly to me. They're really ugly to me.
The Court of Thorns and Roses is pretty. And maybe it's not. Maybe you got that style you're talking about.
I'll look it up. I don't know, but I don't. If I'm like that, I'll be judging by cover. I mean, I'm not gonna read it, but like, I love when a book has a cover I like. I love when a book has a cool cover. It doesn't have to be great, but the worst thing a book could, worse than ugly to me, is boring. So
yeah.
Anyway, back to classical music.
Yep.
Okay, we talked about is there anything in that realm of classical music that you would say either doesn't or does live up to the hype?
Things that do live up to the hype. Beethoven 9.
Not according to people I was talking to a couple weeks ago.
I just feel like sometimes I feel like one thing I noticed about classical musicians, they love, or people in general, they just want to be different so bad. Like, Beethoven 9 is good. Like, and also, like, he also wrote it, like, he couldn't hear. He wrote all that, you couldn't hear nothing. Yeah. Like, Beethoven 9 is so good. Is it a little long? Yeah, but like, what else did they have to do? They was gonna go home and catch the game. Right. Yeah. That's one of mine.
Not what else they had to do.
What else they had to do? It was freaking 1784. Like, when you go get the games on, like, you ain't got nothing else to go if you gonna sit here for these 90 minutes. Like,
and not even. It's about an hour. It's like an hour and 5. So yeah.
Yeah, like, you left the stove on? I know you did.
Yeah, right.
Fire done been burnt out, girl. Like, no.
I think Bach lives up to the hype.
Bach is interesting because the girls just, he like a technique. It's like a rite of passage. Like, yeah, it helps with your intonation technique. Like, they put Bach on a pedestal, but like, no, like, there was a viola session I went to one time at the AVS or a viola congress, one of the two, and it was like Bach makes your intonation better. Like, it was a session on, because you gotta really listen to that. Like,
I just music. I remember, what was I listening to? To be fair, it was an arrangement of, it was one of the the Ceramon from Sweet Six, but for cello and string orchestra. It was on that album I was telling y'all about, the Abel Salautre album, and I was just like, it's just something about, I was like, oh, I would have gave him 20 kids too. Like,
yeah, like,
it's just something about it. Like, yeah.
I don't remind me. I said I was going to 6th Suite this year. Still got 3/4 left. I gotta learn that. But it's something about that balayage in the third prelude. That little balayage thing. Not funny. And like the way it's in your, I like the way your fingers feel you do it.
I need to get my dictionary, but I'm like, girl, what you mean balayage? Like isn't that a hair thing?
Yes. I want to play that.
Right now? Come on.
My fingers feel like Play-Doh. I need to get back in shape. My grandma's so freaking rude. Cause she's so freaking rude. So she calls my viola, like, literally for like the past like 10 years, when I really started to be like, no, I'm going to Eastman, girl. Like, she calls it Pilot because it's like the pilot of my life. So she asked me this past weekend, she was like, where's Pilot? And I was like, girl, I'm here for a wedding. She's like, dang, you just kicked Pilot to the side. I'm like, I can't come for a wedding? Like, I ain't nobody kick her to the side. I'm just like, I almost got burnt out, girl.
I kicked Pilot to the side.
But yeah, I need to get back in shape. I'm gonna get back in shape with that 6th Suite. But I'm gonna start with that. I'm just gonna jump right in and see what happens to my fingers. That family history arthritis is starting to present itself a little bit, so I probably won't do that. To be fair, I did stress my hands out. The knotless braids were way too small. I started off small and I got bigger towards the middle, towards the front. Cause I'm like, my fingers are gonna fall off. Yeah. So I gotta be careful with that. So I probably would do some Shradiac, hey Jen, and then go from there. Oh, I just got excited. I'm gonna body die. You take a little time going into it. George hated when I did that. We take a little time going into it. Yeah,
Sweet 3 is my favorite overall suite. I think that, to be fair, do I know every single one of them as intimately as I know Sweet 3? No, but it's my favorite. I would listen to Sweet 3 all the way through, saving the berets because I'm traumatized. But
I forgot the berets go.
They are one of the worst performances of my life.
Oh, he ate that up.
One of the worst performances of my life was those berets. That's why I feel like
I'm over here turning up.
I can't. No, but when I started singing, I was like, it is T though. That's the problem. It wasn't T the way I played it, but it wasn't. Okay. I was in high school. Like, oh, it was awful.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play that too.
Yeah.
Ooh, forgot about the box suites. Yeah. I ain't forget about them. They just awful.
Yeah.
Literally on every audition. Oh, I remember that one. Well, I really hate the tone of that. Thank you. After they know you're not going to advance you, you don't even get through the list. Nah, that was Eugene's Symphony. I remember that.
Not my name.
Yeah, that was Eugene's Symphony because why you not ask for the concerto on the first round? If you was beefing at that wedding, you should have been beefing at that wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't prepare box suites. That's for the second round. Why y'all want to be different? Like, I don't get it. Like, what? I don't got it. And they were like, thank you.
You said you don't have.
No, because okay, what happened was.
So what's going on with you in audition?
No, this what happened. Was it Eugene Symphony? Eugene Symphony was a bad audition, but this might have been Columbus Symphony. It was Columbus Symphony. I was down on my luck. I was just going through it. Like, I think also I took that around. I think I had my situation. I still took this audition. A girl was stressed out. I didn't have enough time. I didn't sound like I wanted to sound. So I went in there. I said, you know what? Let me just get through the first round, and then I'll take care of that Bach when I get to it.
I love the confidence.
I was like, let me just get to the first round. I'll get to that Bach when I get to that Bach. Like, let me just advance. Why are you asking for Bach on the first round?
Hey, I feel like with these audition horror, so you want it to be their fault so bad.
Why you asking for Bach on the first round, Sting? Why you want to be different? I had my bar talk. Bar talk was C.
So what, did you play it or you told them?
I played it because what I was finna do? Sign the mess. And the people who I went there, I played in their face. And they were like, thank you. I put in their face so bad. I was like, you know what? I'm having a hard time. Life is hard right now, but I'm gonna take this audition. I already paid for it. I bought the plane ticket. Cause some of the girls be canceling their plane ticket. I'm like, somebody gotta believe in me. It's gonna be me. Like, I'm not gonna, cause I know some people do the whole like, they don't think they're gonna advance in the audition, so they'll like buy, like it's a 2-day audition. I did San Diego Symphony. I'm finna buy the 2 days. I'm finna act like I advanced because like somebody gotta believe in me. It gotta be me. Like, even if I know I sound like warm dookie, like I'm finna go in there and do what I like. I'm finna act like I'm finna advance. So I got down to, I'm getting it confused because now I remember, because I remember something else that happened that day. But okay, so I went in there. They asked for a Bach prelude and they gonna ask for a concerto. 80% of the time that concerto gonna be on the first round. So I said, you know what? I didn't prioritize Bach as much as I should have. Let me just get through the first round. Imagine my surprise. I was like, they want Bach. And I was like, great. So I spent the whole audition warming up that Bach. My whole warm-up time warming up that Bach. Girl, they said thank you.
I mean, at least you had the warm-up time. Imagine you get in there.
That was so, Jenna had no comment. I mean, cause like what you finna. That Bach was so bad. And what irritates me about Bach is like, I think I went like a day or two without, it was in my fingers, but it just gotta be, it gotta be like for the audition, you know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that. My fingers felt terrible. I remember how it felt playing it. Cause I think I hadn't played it for like 2 or 3 days. Cause I'm just like, I had MSO that week. I'm just trying to do what I got to do. Yeah. It was my fault. But I'm like, sometimes you got to take a chance. Like, you going to ask me for Bartok. Bartok eats. Yeah, I'm so happy I'm done with that. No tea to anybody who in that process. I'm just like, orchestra auditions are just too much.
I would kill to have been a fly on the wall after you walked out of there. I would kill to know what they said. And at least it wasn't like the other one where there wasn't no screen.
And also, I knew how to play the prelude. It just wasn't as polished as I would have wanted it to. It was in the key of D minor. But like, you playing it, I just feel like, I remember the feeling, it's like, because baseline, I'm chilling. Like, I'm on my beta blocker. Like, I'm chilling regardless. But like, it's still like an anxiety that like, I feel like I'm not really in control of what I'm doing. I'm just playing the notes. I'm just trying to get through it. Like, yeah, that was crazy. And it's like, you hear notes go by, it's like, ooh. And it's like, it's like a feeling inside of like, that was a note that told me that it's like, I already let too many of these things go by. And also, if that opening minor chord is not in tune, which I don't remember if it was, it's that freaking A. I don't know why I do the second position knowing that yeah,
because they stopped listening after.
I don't know, did I play excerpts at audition? I mean, I think that made me play a little something. Maybe they're being nice. Oh, that's what happened in Eugene. Now I remember what happened in Eugene. Eugene, I ate up the Bartok. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Bartok kind of fun to play when it's not like
your livelihood not on the line.
Because I was like, that top of the yeah, he ate that up. It's them damn excerpts. That's when I got a little, that Bartok did not go well. And I'm just kind of irritated because I got through the Bartok and it's just like, there was one audition I ate that Bartok up. Nashville Symphony, I'll never be the same after that because I literally walked out and I'm like, oh, yep, can't wait for my call. Right. No, I ate that up. That's one audition I was like, oh, I ate that up for real. I'm so happy I'm done with that. Y'all got it. Oh my God, I'm so happy I'm done with that. I should take an audition for fun. Except I won't have fun.
Yeah.
I won't have fun. I want to do a good job. Yeah, y'all got it.
Well,
Anyway, did you have anything that's worth the hype? Oh, you said the box please. Okay.
Yeah, that's how
we got here.
So, yeah. Anything not worth the hype?
No, I'm gonna start treating that Symphony like Voldemort.
Oh, I already know because I knew what you was gonna say.
Because literally the thing that I want to go to that we just talked about, they playing that Voldemort. I mean, he who should not be named. Like I'm gonna start saying that. Like
the symphony that should not be named. If you know classical black lore, then you know what symphony she talking about.
I mean, it's fine. It's just I just feel like I'm trying to figure. I want to know why orchestras constantly play that symphony. He got 3 other ones, and that's what's so interesting to me. I'm like. Because like it kind of how symphonies be programmed and stuff kind of remind me of like I saw my viola teacher at our situation, and I was talking to her, and it's just like she just has she's like a curriculum of like what like her students will play like the same stuff. I mean I guess every teacher does that now that I think about it, but hers was way more obvious to me. It's like as a freshman you finna play one of them Telemann, you gonna play this, Freshmen play G major, and sometimes Bach, and even if they have played it, she might make them play it again. Like she just has a way that she does stuff, and I'm like, are orchestras like that? Like, do you know, like we gotta do this, because I'm like, the amount of times y'all play Brahms too is like, I mean, he should not be named. I mean, Harry be messing up too. The symphony that should not be named, like y'all trying to meet a quota, like that's what it gives. But a piece that's hyped that shouldn't be hyped,
or a composer, or I mean, we both know who we gonna say for composer.
I was gonna say Debussy. What he write? He wrote something that was like, it's not bad. He Afternoon of a Fawn? No, that's Foray.
I don't know. Debussy. I mean,
did he write Daphne and Chloe? No,
Ravel.
See, what we keeping him around for? You didn't write. You didn't write Play to the Afternoon Fawn. You didn't write Daphne and Chloe. What we do? What we got? He sitting around like a skin tag. What we keeping him around for? Oh, the flute girls love him.
He he did that Gollywogs Cakewalk with the blackface doll. He did La Mer. People love La Mer.
Oh, La Mer. It was cool.
What else he do? I mean, Claire de Lune. The Debussy people were like Debussy.
That La Mer was cool thing. It was cool. I mean,
right. I've been to the beach. I know
water. Like, girl, yeah.
Right.
Do you even bathe? You know what water is? Like, yeah, we see it.
What does he do? I played a piece by Debussy in high school. I don't remember the name of it though. So that whole like. Yeah, would it kill you to put a downbeat in here? Would it kill you?
Like Debussy, also the PR, like Debussy walks so Kanye can run.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, Debussy walks so Chris Brown can run.
Jesus.
Like, does no one care about PR?
Oh, in classical music, absolutely not. Especially not over across the pond.
Oh, you could do anything over there.
Like. So yeah.
Well, I always like that hiding stuff. So, did Haydn write anything that I like?
I like the cello concerto, the C major one. Boom, boom.
Oh, I like Handel. But I don't know if these people are overhyped. I just feel like now I'm getting into personal stuff. So
that's true. Because when's the last time? I mean, to be fair, I don't be going to concerts like that. I was about to say, when was the last time? I'm sure y'all be playing Haydn, but probably not that much, honestly.
Yeah, the girls ain't playing Haydn. I mean, because also like you got all these personnel, you need like 3 people to play Haydn.
Yeah, that's true.
Well. Moving on. Mm-hmm. We will move on after I fine. I hate that the Safari app does this. Like, why can't I was just on the tab? Why can't you just keep the tab where I put it? Oh, you guys saw me moving around?
No. Not you got yours on shuffle.
Ariel, something for like excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props because there's room for everyone at the top. This week I'm talking about Michael Kilgore. He is an American singer and songwriter, and I saw him on TikTok because he is currently in The Wiz on Broadway. He's from Orlando, Florida, and excuse me, his theater credits include Motown the Musical, The Wiz Live, and Hair. He released his debut album, A Man Born Black, in 2019 and debuted at number 2 on the iTunes R&B chart and on 5 different Billboard charts. He received an NAACP Image Award nomination for Outstanding New Artist, as well as Soul Track's Reader's Choice Awards nomination for New Artist of the Year. His lead single from A Man Born Black, called Let Me Go, received Best Traditional R&B Performance nomination in 2021. So shout out to you, Michael, and your singing and stuff.
Period. Speaking of singing and stuff, my piece of the week is, I don't know how to say this, Ma Paris, from the opera Martha by Friedrich von Flotow. That is in The Office. Remember that episode where Dwight gave Jim that mallard to spy on him?
Yes.
And he played that opera piece really loud. It's that. Which I really like that aria. So it's nice.
Okay. Shout out to The Office. Thank you so much for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast. You can watch this episode at youtube.com/Classically Black Podcast. Join the Ebony Tower. That's patreon.com/Classically Black Podcast. Thank you for listening or watching, and we will catch y'all next week.
Right. We also have merch.
Yeah,
in case y'all forgot.
Because,
yeah. Keep our lights on. No, I'm just playing.
well.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.